I got to admit, I am actually, I don't know what the correct adjective is. I guess probably a little surprised would be the right way of saying it. The response I got from this video. So it was a video where somebody was, I was replying to a comment where somebody said that back in the day, like meatloaf and sloppy joes were your struggle meal because beef was so cheap, and now it's not affordable anymore. And I did a video saying, I don't know what the trick is these days to stretching a meal protein wise, and the number of people that have said beans or some form of beans is like really surprising to me. And it's not just like, hey, you supplement your meals by having beans and it gives you protein. What I'm surprised by, because I guess I never really thought about it, is the number of people who like grind or mince their beans and mix it in with their ground beef to expand a little bit of ground beef, make a little bit of ground beef go a long way. This person here does mushrooms. I mince mushrooms in my ground beef, 1 pound of mushrooms for 2 pounds of meat, stretches it a bit further for various meals. We've never done that, and I guess I never really thought about doing that. But the number of people that say they do it is amazing to me. That particular piece of content is generating a lot of commentary, and it's like a significant chunk of the people talk about how this is a standard practice for them. They mince or grind beans, various types of beans up, and mix it into either ground beef, ground pork, I guess sometimes ground chicken or ground turkey. Some people have just switched to ground chicken or ground turkey. So it's just interesting to hear people do that they mix beans. It doesn't alter the flavor of the ground beef, of the meatloaf, of the sloppy joes, of the hamburgers, whatever it is that you're preparing with that ground beef. Because like to me, I can definitely taste beans like in the chili, for example. So it doesn't alter the taste of that in any way, shape, or form. Mushrooms, I have to imagine do, because mushrooms have an even more distinctive and noticeable taste. But because you're saying like if you, and you're not saying that you're going to do this, but if you made a 3 pound meatloaf, a third of that would be mushrooms. I have to imagine that you can tell that there's mushroom in there. No, well, and I don't know. Maybe you've eaten it so much that you can't tell one way or another. But with the folks that do it with the beans, do you not tell that there is bean mixed in with the ground beef? We just switch whatever meat to whichever meat is. We focus on whatever meat is the most affordable in any given period of time. If pork is affordable at this time, we try to focus on pork, but we don't do a ton of pork meals, so we still just revert back to the ground beef. But whatever types of like steaks or roast or things like that, it fluctuates based on price, obviously. But yeah, a lot of people put bean in their ground beef. That is interesting, very very interesting. I can understand, or I guess I should say I have heard of people like expanding it with breadcrumbs. I saw one person said oatmeal. Like I said, my mom used to make this little meatloaf, and she would put a hard-boiled egg in the middle of it. She'd wrap it around the hard-boiled egg. I guess that made it slightly larger. Minced beans, though. A lot of you folks go to beans. A lot of you, a ton of you say whether it's in the ground beef or it's just like part of the dinner. Beans are part of the meal. For me, that would be rice. I could have rice with every meal, but it's interesting how many people have the bean thing going on.